Head over to miniaturemarket.com where we have thousands of board games at discounted prices like Juicy Fruits. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. You're about to see my Allegro 1-minute overview and final thoughts. This is designed to see if this game warrants more of your time. If it does, just keep watching because then you'll see my full intro overview and final thoughts. However, if you don't want to be spoiled anything and you want to skip right to the full review, use the time index below in YouTube. Juicy Fruits is a light family strategy game for 2 to 4 players where you're going to be getting these huge chunky bits of different fruits and doing different things with them. You have your own island and you'll be sliding goods to get certain things like a single banana or maybe even 2 bananas. The further you slide, the more you get. You can spend those goods like a banana and 2 limes to get points like 2, but it also opens up your island. So maybe next time I'll get 3 pomegranates going all the way. Or you can spend goods to get points, getting business licenses, and getting different types of businesses. Some which allow you to get any types of certain goods plus an additional one. Or maybe you'll get ice cream stands that every time you move them on your board, you can turn in goods for big points. Or maybe you get these huge businesses. They take up a lot of room and constrict your movement, but they get you a lot of points. There's also other types of businesses that help you combo different strategies of the game, and these are different each game. As soon as a certain amount of businesses have been made, the game ends. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Juicy Fruits has a beautiful and vibrant packaging and components, huge chunky wooden bits, has that nostalgic slider puzzle mechanism to get resources, which is just brilliant, works so well. You're trying to finish tiles, which then opens more rooms, sort of like a little bit of engine building there, and the businesses create all sorts of different strategies, ice cream stands and containers to get more stuff, and huge stands for getting you huge points, and they're randomized and different every game, so that gives it a lot of replayability value, plus the advanced variants of setup and the smoothie side of the board. It's a lot of game in such a short amount of time, 20 to 40 minutes. Setup's a little long for what it is, but that's really nitpicking here. This game is fantastic, one of the best of the year. Juicy Fruits. Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're out on our own little island and we're going to be gathering different types of fruits and we're going to be, delivering them for different regions. Sometimes opening up new businesses and sometimes just making our island just easier to navigate. Today we're taking a look at Juicy Fruits. This is from the family game line of Capstone Games. Let me show you how the game's played. I'll see you on the other side. In Juicy Fruits, you're going to be gathering these humongous chunky bits like mangosteens, bananas, oranges, limes, and pomegranates, and you're going to be delivering them to get some points. Each player has their own board, and they have a randomized set of tiles that's placed on the outside near the ocean, and these are some of the ways that you can get points by delivering different goods, like this one needs an orange and a mangosteen, for example, and then you would get 1 point, but then this would come off. So let's talk about how this works. On your turn, most of the time you're just moving one of these and getting something for it. For example, if I moved this banana down 1, because I moved it 1, I would get 1 banana. It'd be the next player's turn. But then when it comes to me, if I move this 2, because I could slide it all the way to the end, I'll get 2 of these. It's like those old little slider puzzles when you were a kid where there was 1 removed and you're moving things around, but you're opening it up trying to find the pathways to get what you need when you need them. And at the end of your turn, if you have the goods and you want to turn them in, like for example, let's say we had these, I could turn these in from what's in front of me and I would get points. In this case, 1 point. But even more importantly, this gets removed because then later on, let's say I found myself like this, I can now get 3 of these. But let's say later on I got 3 of these and 3 limes, turn those in for 8 points. Now if this was here, I'd get 1, 2, I can get up to 4 of those. So you're working through sort of building an engine and spending goods to deliver to these tiles, opening them up, giving you more flexibility and getting you more powerful ways to gather goods. Now, instead of opening up your board with those goods, you can get business licenses. So for example, you could give a lime and a banana, you'd get 1 point, but you're getting a business license from one of the businesses here. Right here we have a 2-player game set up because there's 2 columns for the businesses, but this would fill up with 3 and 4 players, giving you more choices. So let's say I did that. I turn this in, I get 1 point, but I also get my choice of one of these. This I get to place on my board, and then in the future I can use this collector to move it, and I'm going to get 1 of either of these, then additionally however many I moved it. So let's say I had this, I moved it 1, 2, 3, I could get 3 of these plus 1, so 4 of them in any combination I want. They're really powerful. Now, each time someone gets a business, they move the license down. It starts at a different spot depending on the amount of players, and this is sort of a time track for the game. Once it gets down to the bottom, the game will end. But there's many other types of businesses, and again, not all of them are used each game, so you gotta form your strategy depending on what's there that game. You'll see down here, we'll see ice creams. We have this one here, sort of greenish, yellowish, and bluish, and I've actually placed these out, some of them here. So let's say we ended up grabbing this yellow ice cream stand. Now again, this one you can move as well. For every time you move this, for each spot, you can turn in all 3 of these goods to get this. And this is just going to essentially give you 12 points or 10 points. So you can take the 12, maybe you make another one later, you make another 12. Maybe you had all 6 of these twice, and you move that ice cream stand twice, you get both of them. Anytime this empties, this also moves the license down, which again could rush the end of the game. And now only the 10-point ones are there now. Now you can also give any 2 like goods. To get a milkshake, it's just 3 points there. So the different ice cream stands need different goods, and they're worth a different amount of points. Now a few of these actually allow you to get a lot of points, like 18 or 15. But a lot of these are really big, and you have to place them on an open spot on your board, and they just hog up a spot. Think of it as like a deck building game when you get the big cards that just are a bunch of points, but they clog up your deck. Now you've been working around getting more and more emptiness here, so you can go back and forth and get more goods, and this is gonna go against that. Now it's gonna clog up your board, but you've gotten a lot of points for it. Now some of these are going to get you points and give you stars, and other ones will give you a point for each star that you have in a business there. Some of them, if you completely finish all the boats on a certain island side of your island, then you get 4 points for each of those. So if you got all of your boats done, you'd get 16 points just from the one tile. This one, every fork and spoon on your board is going to get you 4 points. Now those come from the ice cream stands, and they came from like these ones too, the containers. So all different strategies to find out. And once again, once this gets all the way to the end, then you'll finish that round and the game will end. On the back side of the board, there's also a variant where you make smoothies and you're able to spend goods to go different spots to get points, but also you're going to be able to spend certain ones to get to the next one and getting more and more points. There's also one of the businesses that will get you points depending on how far down this track you actually went. This game has beautiful and vibrant packaging and components. Now, it has huge, chunky wooden bits. They're just, 5 years ago, these would have just been cubes. Not anymore. Everyone's stepping their game up, so everyone has to follow suit in that. And I like that aspect that you've got to step the game up. These look and feel awesome. The game has that nostalgic sort of slider puzzle mechanism. When I was a kid, I used to play those little things where like one square was left out and you're sliding things around, you're trying to get the puzzle to like look like a real picture. And I love that someone has taken that aspect and been like, I'm gonna make a resource management part of that. And it works so well. And it's just like, oh, I gotta move this so I can go here and I'll get this and I'll get that. And you're thinking 3 or 4 turns ahead. It's such a great little puzzle. It's so easy to teach, it's so intuitive. I'm just surprised that this is the first time we've seen it, but I hope that we see it in more games after this because it's just done so well. Now, when you're finishing tiles, it opens room for you to move around and sort of build. It's like a little engine building, if you will, where you're trying to build things in like that. But businesses also create different strategies, but they can also change the way your board looks too. So it's really interesting. So maybe you're going for the ice cream, or maybe the big, the huge spots that take up all room that get you a bunch of points. Maybe you're getting different containers that get you different goods and work your engine that way. I love that there's a bunch of different strategies with all the different businesses, and that with all that, the business randomization is because it's different every game, it's not all of them are used, it gives it really high replayability value. And I love that, again, these businesses are just so creative. Just the comboing of some of these with stars and different icons and this and that, it just really gives you a lot of different things to work on. You're not just doing resources and clearing your board. Sure, that's part of the strategy, and that's one that you might want to focus on, but you don't have to. You could really leave yourself kind of constricted a little bit and just try to get the right businesses and move yourself around. Maybe you'll do okay. There's not any one strategy that wins in this game. You got to do a little bit of everything, and I think that's cool. The game has that advanced variant with the smoothie. Also an advanced setup. I didn't show you that there's a specific way that you set up the board around your island with the different boats. It has you put specific ones on different sides so that each side has some easy and some hard, but you could play an advanced game where you mix them all together. And then after you know the game well, you can look for efficiencies of going, oh, I can slide these ones off because these ones are all easy, or 3 of the 4 are easy. And I could just go up here and move this and start working on that engine. So I like that there's as you get better at the game, there's ways to make the game a little bit more interesting as well. This game is fantastic, both in look and design and feel. This is a lot of game in such a short time. With 2 players, once you know what you're doing, the game takes 20 minutes. 4 players, you're like 35-ish, 40 minutes. But it moves really fast, the turns are really quick, the pacing of this game is awesome. The only negative is the setup, because if you're doing the setup with the setting up everyone's boards and stuff with those tiles, it can take a little longer for how short this game is, but I'm really nitpicking here because this game doesn't have a lot of negative things to say about it. It's fantastic, beautiful, such a pleasure. It's very relaxing, but still puzzly at the same time. Has a good amount of thinking as well. And for that reason, I'm going to be keeping it in my gaming library, so it's getting a Saxophone Serenade, so let's hit it. Game Toppers not only transforms your existing table to a high-quality gaming solution, they now offer full leg kits and dining cover solutions for the full table application. Paired with their amazing, thematic, premium stitch edge mats from noted board game artists like Vincent Dutray, collapsible cup holders, and really cool accessories, it's a complete system that upgrades every game you play. Go to GameToppersLLC.com or click the link below.